You mean to tell me that a country, a government that can put a man on the moon, you can build $1 million worth of NASA stuff, you can't stop the flow of drugs? You can't stop the mass shootings that they have in this country? You can't stop the child trafficking, the human trafficking? When you look at this event that happened, all you got to do is connect the dots. The government are wired with the gun people of this country that sells guns. I don't care if nobody gets mad with me about what I just said. This country is bound for hell, and God is going to judge it. Bound for hell. Dying with no God. And they don't want to give up their guns because they think that's one of their weapons. They got a Bible in one hand and a rifle in the other. You got to be a fool. Little children, 8, 9, and 10 years old, you dead angry. Look at these angry children. And it ain't just the government, because the government is the big corporate of it. But the parents got to understand. You don't have children and give up on them. You turn them into maniacs. I was a victim of being abandoned by my parents, but the Lord spared it, and my grandmother was there for me. I ain't had a lot of support, but I had enough support, and God built something in me. You do not go out and take a life because you think you feel like it. And that is the weather of the environment thinking of this country. No other country has mass shootings in their schools. An 18-year-old go and buy him a birthday present, AR-15. You ain't going to Afghanistan. You ain't going cross seas. You ain't going to war. But you go in there and you execute 2 teachers and 19 babies. What a demon, and you're gonna burn in hell for it. You're gonna burn right in hell. And you got to look at the 18-year-old. He was massively angry. Look at these children. These children in America today are angry. And I know why. We don't run by the laws. One thing about it, the human being is the only creature that God has a problem with when obeying law to conduct itself right, productive, and righteous. A dog barks, that's what he do. A cat meow, that's what they do. A fish swim and a bird fly. But a fool human being wants to sit around and be something else. Think they can do what they want. Always hollering about freedom and freedom and freedom and freedom. And them fools in Congress sell you that crap. What do you want to be freedom of? I know what you want to be free of. You want to be free of law. You want to be free of not being told what to do and conduct yourself in a right manner. You're a fool. These families are heartbroken. That shooting that fool did over there in Buffalo, killing these people. I saw how he executed that woman when he got out of his vehicle and was filming it. Human life does not matter to these fools. And I don't care what you say, it goes back into the Bible. God called for them to let me be your God, not be your people. But the people wanted to have a king or a government over them. They wanted to have a king or a government over them. And God said, you don't want that. So when they kept asking, God granted it to them. That's what's going on today. You would rather have the government. These people are just as sick, just like any of us are. They prone to do wrong and prone to do sin because everybody's in it for the money. They don't care about little children getting executed in school by some maniac. They don't care about some maniac running out, killing people just randomly because, oh, my country's being taken over. You own nothing. How can your country, you can lose your country when you don't even own it? You got to be a fool. You got to be a child of hell. This is a sad day. Very sad. I work at a school and I work around first, second, and third graders. It's so sad. Yeah, children are mischievous, but they should not be executed and killed. You took somebody's child from them. Them two teachers, you took somebody's husband or wife from them. And then he goes down and just get killed himself. That's too easy. But baby, God got it all. He gonna collect the dust, like Pastor Jennings said, and be judged. And if you're not in the book of life, you're going to hell. It's a shame before God how these people do. The politicians, they don't want to sign no laws, and then your fools go out to a poll thing and vote like a fool. Go and vote just like a fool. That's the ways of the world. Voting ain't called by God to go vote for some man. Putting man over God. Ain't a vote said, thou shalt vote in the Bible. Not one. You got to be a fool. There's not one that says, go vote for this man. That ain't in God's law. That's of the world. And you fools, we foolish people go right to the polls and vote like a fool. What's in your mind that you think that vote is going to change life? When are you going to learn that these people are in gaming because they got lobbyists to stack money in their pockets like prostitutes? Buck dancing for money. It's a shame before God. And I ain't talking like I'm perfect from sin. I don't have the desire to go out and just kill people. I haven't never bought a gun in my life. And I don't plan on buying it. Because the weapons of my warfare are not carnal. The parents ain't doing their job. The government ain't. And the government is running the parents. They don't even want to discipline their children today. But I don't think that discipline a child is going there with a maniac with an AR-15, and you wouldn't shoot a dog down like that, and you kill those children and those two teachers. Why hell you gonna bust wide open, man? Whoever you are, you have been manipulated by foolishness, and you are going to hell. I don't care who don't like it. You are going to hell for that. Right here in Louisiana, they got states on board now wanting to sign off to stop this violence. But I'm going to tell you right now, the state of Louisiana, they ain't going to come to the table. The state of Texas, they ain't going to come to the table. Virginia, the Carolinas, they ain't coming to the table. Georgia, they ain't coming to the table. Florida, they ain't coming to the table. I'm calling you out because you ain't coming to the table. You don't want to hear this. Just like child sex trafficking, when I used to investigate it, it's rough. It's rough. It's syndicated. And when you get down to the core of it, the government is behind it. And you mess with their money flow, they will kill you. Talking about the drug cartels and talking about all these gangs and stuff. There is no ruthless gang than the United States government. Both sides, red or black, the donkey or the elephant. It doesn't matter. I was not supposed to talk because my voice is hoarse, but it's a shame when little children got to pay the price. Just 9 years ago, Sandy Hook they killed. I remember when I was much younger. I remember Columbine and I think it was in Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. It's sad. It's sad. No God. This country don't have God in their mind at all. You can go to church, you can scream, shout, and holler, but if that man ain't sent from God and he ain't preaching no pure, unadulterated God, you're just like Pastor Jennings said, you're just a sinner in church raised in hell. The Bible said she has become an habitant, a habitation of devils. From the government down to me, all of us are habitation of devils. Every foul and unclean bird flows right here in this country. That's where they come in. Other countries ain't getting out, getting their children going buying AR-15s when they bump. And he's 18 and he ain't even legal to drink, but he legal to buy a gun like a fool. And what the parents was when he was getting these things. Get your business in your children's business, parents. Get in your children's business. Get in their face. See what they're looking at. Take back your lives with the power of God's word. Because the government ain't with God. Period. I'm signing off.